You look great. You always look great, Joanna.
Oh, so do you, sweetheart. And we're live. We're complimenting each other.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. Monday evening, hanging out with us.
Real time wisdom. I love the
Well,
name of our show.
the Real Time Wisdom Show.
Yeah, because it
It's
is. It's
pretty real
happening in
time.
real
Yep.
time.
In real time, wisdom is provided. And let us know you're here. And we have a fun show tonight. We have to keep it light because wow, you guys, the last 30 days, oh my gosh, it's like being on the campaign trail.
Yes, that's what it feels like.
But you know what was so nice? It was that it was great reconnecting with people I hadn't spoken to in a while, and talking to current people who are in the field. And what was even nice is meeting so many new people at the different shows who were brand new, the teachings who got involved. And it was
because of what happened with Jesse, I didn't get to go to the shows this time.
No,
So,
yeah.
but
Well, you will October
Gearing up.
15th and 16th. Get ready.
Up.
Yeah, Port St. Lucie. So, hi, Denise. So, anyways, if we hadn't gone nuts on Facebook to say thank you and updates and your in your newsletters, thank you, because we are here because of you, and we're immensely grateful. And with that, we're recovering a little because it was a very tiring month, and we're so grateful the outcome allows us to go into production. So we are working on that like little elves in the kitchen.
Yeah, and Carrie and everybody.
Yeah. So a couple announcements, and then we can talk about all things numbers. I wonder if Jenny's going to come here tonight. Yay, production. Oh, Deb, she's so cute. I can't wait to meet her in person. Or in person on Zoom these days, right? So a couple things. One is I think, did we miss Coconuts Club for the month of August or September? No, I think we posted. I don't remember. Like the last 30 days have been a blur, but I'm bringing it back because Linda, alchemist of everything, does such an amazing job. And if you haven't gone to one of our Coconuts clubs, you should do that, because we just decided, and we will be owing a little credit to Carrie Bozick, but we've decided to lower the price and just to make it easy for everyone to go. So it's $5. It's literally $5 to go Coconuts once a month to this Thursday night. She does it once a month on Thursdays, and it literally is someone just bought a deck and doesn't know what to do next, but they know that deck was for them. I heard, there were people buying decks at these shows. They're like, well, how do I begin? I'm like, you go to the Coconuts Club, but now it's $5. Before it was 20. So now it's 5, and you just register online. And it's literally for a brand new person all the way up to a certified reader and everybody in between. Flip the cards, ask your questions, do readings for one another. It's literally like book club, but reading club once a month. And I highly recommend everyone and anyone to go to it and start hanging out at these Coconuts clubs. And I'm sure Joanna and we should pop in sometime and say hi.
Oh yeah, I have it on my calendar.
Yeah, so it's this one coming up is actually this Thursday. It's at 7:00. And Linda, if you're here, I think it goes for 2 hours. I think it's 7 to 9, but I haven't been to any of them yet. But anyways, so we have a special offer around that at the end of this wonderful show tonight. Linda, you're here. It goes for 2 hours. I think it goes for 2 hours. 2 hours. Yay. So hang out with Linda and friends. I know Carrie's been to them. Tony's been to them, and other people have gone. And it really, you don't have us there. Sometimes people feel a little like, ooh, the writers are there.
Why?
I don't know why they do, but they do. I've heard that. Well, you know that. But just all play amongst yourself and experience the magic and experience the healings and everything. So Coconuts Club, $5, and you could register right online at foodhealingdeck.com. And then we'll have a little giveaway at the end of the night, because we want to start really filling that up and start meeting people in the cherries from all over the world.
I know. That's what's so cool about it. Hey, Trish.
Oh, Trish went. Okay, good. So
yeah.
Coconuts Club was helpful to get to know the cards. Yeah. So beginner to, expert, and that's that. So why do you think I wanted to talk about numerology? You probably, it just feels like everything is all month long. Here we're on this Kickstarter campaign, and you just keep had in our head like it's all or nothing, and you have to make your numbers, otherwise you get a goose egg, which is a 0 number. And so I think it was like, wow, there's a lot of energy around numbers, but in the spirit world, numbers are so fascinatingly important. And so
it was so cool because we started at 8:08 a.m. and it ended at 8:08 a.m. And it's like, just putting the intention, because numbers is another way to put your intention out there, right? Yes. So if you know the meaning of numbers, or if you discern the meaning of numbers, like 8 is always infinity, abundance, fertility. You know what I'm saying? It's like new life and all of I always look at the 8 as, sideways, that infinity symbol, right? And
yes, so I have one on my back. Somewhere.
There you go, right there. So, it's like, so 808 is such a cool numerology thing. And I don't know about you, Lainey, but if I have a new address.
Look at this.
What?
Look at this.
Oh my God, Aaliyah. Holy crap.
Oh my gosh. No wonder you're so in the field lately.
That explains everything, and I can't believe I didn't know that before. Wow.
Well, and Aaliyah was one of the last backers to sign up for the certification. So, like, how perfect is that? Like, she was the bookend.
I know. Oh, that's so very cool. That is so cool. I love that. But whenever I move to a new address or somebody gives me their address, I immediately, and I've done this since I was young, I was a bookkeeper in my past life, in my life before I became spiritual, and so everything is numbers, and I love to add up numbers and see what they come out to. Everything. So numbers have always been a part of my life. And if something adds, well, let me just say this little tidbit. If anybody doesn't like the numerology of their address, in feng shui, you can actually add numbers on the inside of your door, just faintly, so nobody can see them. And you can actually change the energy of your home by adding some numbers from your address inside. So
yeah, that's huge. I mean, I've been obsessed with numbers, I think, my whole life too, but everything is consulted. In fact, when Howard and I got married, we consulted a numerologist who gave us the exact time that we had to be married by. Like, we could be married earlier. There was a window, but it couldn't be past a specific time. I mean, it was like the sun, the moon's there, and we had an elements theme wedding, but the numerology was super important because there was a huge shift in energy had it gone past. Like, I mean, so I've been fascinated with numbers forever, for eons. And we have definitely, if you take our certification courses, we talk about numbers all the time. Why is there one piece of fruit? Why are there 4 pieces of chocolate? Why are there 4 stalks of celery? So we do that a lot. And we've brought that in. Somebody asked on a show, I interviewed on a show, it was like a variety show recently. It'll come out for StarCon. But it was literally like, so how do you incorporate astrology into your practice? And I said, we do, but I definitely would say numerology for sure. And so,
yeah,
why not talk about it? I know from early on, 1111, both my mom and I were 1111s, like since I was a child. That's all I knew was like, wow, it's so strange, right?
Well, I'm 1111. I was born at 11:56 p.m. So 11 is a master number.
Yeah,
5
I'm
and
an
6
11.
add up to 11. So I was actually born, if you add up to master numbers, right? Then it was 1111, but it was
Well,
also a 4.
that explains it all.
I
Hey,
don't
we
know.
talk about 11. When you take our tarot class, we have everyone look at a certain way to do their birth dates to get those numbers to find out
Mhm.
what birth major
Number.
arcana card you are, because those are archetypes.
Right, but that's also your life number. So what is your life number, Lainey?
It's an 11, but then it
Your,
reduces down to a 2.
oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My life number is 1. I'm a 1. And then when I took the Enneagram, which I don't know if anybody here is familiar with the Enneagram, I also was a 1 with a 9 wing. You know, at Enneagram, you have those wings, right?
Yeah.
And I was, yeah. So, uh,
Well, I I guess I was thinking of our dearly departed, beautiful, beautiful goddess who just recently passed, right? So Diane Marshall, who was beloved to many, when she was last with us, I had this amazing experience with her. She's the one who did the portraits, and she would bring in loved ones. She would also bring in, for us, our ascended masters, our guides. And she had drew, pencil sketched, my ascended master, my personal guide. And I noticed in the body of his neck, and I'll have to get the picture, there was, in Judaism, you would say chai. It's the symbol of life, which in Hebrew, chai means to life, and it's the number 18. So 18 ended up being a really significant number. And I kept having all these 18 things. My phone would got stuck one day on 18%, no matter what I charged. It was shortly after she died, it was 18%. Every time I looked at my phone, it was 18. And I was like, wow. But what was so amazing, and we'll have to show some of these things that people are posting in a minute. One of the conversations we had that night, I was like, wow, that's so amazing. So she's sitting there and she was saying, when we were saying how the eyes of the people that she draws are so compelling, and she looked at me and she says, well, I have to have them at a certain distance from and I could really feel their energy as they're coming in. And she goes, it's about 18 inches. I was like,
crazy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's just it
pay
was nuts.
attention.
That night was nuts because then you were knitting and you were knitting rows of 18.
I was
So there
knitting
was
rows
just
of 18
so there was just
across.
18, 18, 18, 18, 18, which if you add it up, it's 9, where's completion, and Diane died a couple weeks afterwards.
Yeah.
I mean, like you think about it and it kind of boggles your mind. And people might say, oh, just a coincidence, I don't know. I don't really believe in coincidences. I think that we're always being informed by spirit, whether we're paying attention or not, and I think numbers is a good way that spirit talks to us, that speaks to us in numbers.
I think spirit speaks to us in a lot of ways. And how many people have this book from Doreen Virtue back in the days, Angel Numbers? I use this book all the time. Literally, if I just and it's from 0 to 9.99. In fact, we're going to do it right now. And then later, we're also going to do readings from both the first and second Food Healing Oracle decks. We're going to have you pick from 1 to 10. We're going to stir it up. And then that's going to be your card of what you need to know right now or pay attention to. Because somehow, whatever that word is, will be associated with paying attention to numbers in your life. Whatever that card gets pulled for them tonight, it's associated as what is the energy around numerology in my life? That's going to be the intended question. How's that?
Yeah. Yeah. I want to see what some of these people are. I mean, what you guys are saying.
Yeah, here. So let's start with Deb. I was born at 1010, and I see that number all the time. My first wedding was on October 10th. Oh, I lost Joanna. All right, Joanna will be back. And wait here, let me see what Tony says. Tony says, I do the same thing with numbers. Yeah, don't we all? And Deb, you said your life number is 6. How funny. It was Joanna who we wanted to look at all the different things. I'm sitting here reading you what everyone says, and you weren't even there.
I know. I got crazy with my mouse. My mouse went nuts and did something that I wasn't intending it to do.
Dalton was born 12/8. Dad 12/13. I tend to see 12/13 or 8 a lot, but mostly 13/08 together. Usually it's Dad.
Wow. Yeah, that's interesting because 13 is definitely one of my numbers. And of course, 8 is my month of being born. 8. Mm-hmm.
And well, I've been having a lot of 44s. Yeah. And that also was the other number with Diane. She did pass in a car accident on Highway 44, and I've been seeing 44 like crazy. Look, I just look at 7/16. That's my birthday. Yeah. Patricia's here. I'm so glad. In fact, I had a hit to reach out to her and say you should tune in tonight, and here she is. All right. So, do you want me to go through them all, or you can see them? So I want to get to some of these.
I can see them. You not going to mess with my mouse.
All right. So before we get to our deck, you can choose, put your numbers in, and I'm going to read you a little message from 0 to, from 1 to 999. Put in a number, any of those numbers, and I'm going to read you what that message is. I think that would be super fun to do because, hardly ever do we pull from other people's decks, but this is not a deck, during future, but those angel numbers, of course, we've woven numerology so much into all of our classes even, when I come to think of it. Cool. Tony's up first. All right.
53, the year I was, don't tell anybody.
Hey, 53 is an 8.
She's right.
So abundant. And by the way, Tony, I need to tell you something just publicly. You don't even know this. But when you see this picture of my guide, when I was looking at him today in my meditation and looking at his picture, his eyes remind me of Tony's eyes.
Oh, really?
I think she's one of my angels, like earth angels. Aww. And I know that. Aww. But when I see this picture of him, I weep up. And when I remember seeing you, Tony, at Spirit Fest, I'm like, wow, you have the same eyes. And I just needed to tell you that now. So let me read you what 53 is. If it has anything to do with what I just said, I'm just going to flip out, right? Okay, here we go. The Ascended Masters are helping you change your life in positive ways. Ask for their help with any aspect of these situations, such as additional ideas, opportunities, courage, and so forth. So it is. Yeah. So it is. Yeah. Yeah. So, you're going to have to help me here, Diana. I can't believe I said that. Joanna, because I can't. You have to read them.
Kathy's next. 811 is her numbers.
811. Here we go. And
Kathy, has it for you.
All right, Kathleen. As long as you hold positive thoughts and feelings concerning your finances, all your bills will be paid and you'll experience steady abundance.
Woohoo! That's good.
Yes.
All right. So, Carrie, you just Googled and your life path number is 3. Do you want 3? Oh, let me see. What did she say down here? No. Okay.
Okay. So, Justine, you have to pick one.
Just one, Justine. Don't be greedy.
I'm going to do 222 because people.
I think so too.
Yeah, because so often we see those numbers. I mean, literally, when I'm on road trips with my daughter, that's all we do is look for numbers. And whoever can do 111 to 999 first wins a prize. And it's usually some debaucherous shape, something that normally is not in our diet.
So Carrie, the numbers go up to 999. So 1308 is
really big. So this is for you, Justine. Trust that everything is working out exactly as it's supposed to, with divine blessings for everyone involved. let go, and have faith.
Ooh,
That's a
I
message for
like
all of us,
that.
isn't it? All
Yeah.
right, Patricia.
Trish is 7-Eleven.
What's that?
Trish.
Trish is 7-11. Oh, I like that number.
Mm-hmm.
I do 716 a lot because it's my birthday, but let's see what 7-11 is. See, this is fun, Joanna. We usually don't do stuff like this.
I know.
Got it. All right. Ooh, simple. Simple and to the point, Trish. Continue with your affirmations and visualizations as they are working.
Oh, that's good. That is
Yeah.
good. Okay,
Sometimes you don't need a whole long.
that's right.
Yeah.
Patricia is 24.
24.
Mhm.
All right. 24. Here we go. Oh, this one's a little longer. All right. Here we go. Additional angels are surrounding you right now, helping you stay optimistic no matter what is going on around you. The angels know the magical power of faith, and they are releasing any negative thoughts and emotions to give you a clear path for the manifestation of your desires. I like that one too.
I like
And
that.
really, when you think about 24 becomes a 6, and 6 is harmony. So the angels are letting you know this path is leading you to harmony.
Since we're doing this now, let's go at 717. When simplified, it is a 6. So I guess 6 for me. So Deb wants a 6.
6 it is. Don't worry. This is for you, Deb. Don't, probably for all of us, all these things. Don't worry or obsess about material items, including money. Worry lowers the effectiveness of your prayers. Fortunately, the angels can answer your prayers if you ask them to. And I think that's what it is sometimes we forget that we can let go and ask for the support. We go into, how am I going to fix this? You know, that humanness of like, how am I going to get out of this pickle? Or how am I going to release that situation? And all these are just saying to call on the higher wisdom and the higher realms. They are there. I mean, they speak to us through the food. We're anchoring in. That's our teaching, is to anchor in the vibration of the angelic realm, spiritual realm, through our foods.
Denise wants number 5.
Wow, 5 and 6 together. Denise, a significant change is occurring, always for the better. It's a good idea to call upon heaven for help with life changes. I think that's the same message, really.
Yeah. Yeah. Leah, 88.
88. Okay. I like all 8s. Any of the 8s. My husband chose 242, so I'm going to be reading that. I have to throw that into the mix. And you got to give me one, Joanna.
Oh, I'll give you one. Hold on.
Okay. I'll give you. You said 88?
Yeah, 88 for Aaliyah.
Is Jenny Welling here? Is Jenny Welling? Okay, 88.
I don't see it.
This is a very auspicious and favorable sign about your finances, your actions, prayers, visualizations, and manifestation work have resulted in a large inflow of abundance. Open your arms and receive.
Woohoo. Love that.
Yeah, I love that. I think things are shifting big time for you.
I do
feel that.
too.
Is there any more?
Carrie says, let's do 8.
8. Wow, we had 88 and we did 8. We better do 888 after this. The number 8 signifies abundance and prosperity. The endless loops in this number signify an infinite flow of money, time, ideas, or whatever else you require, especially for your life purpose. That's really cool. Mm-hmm.
Linda Horn says, oh, well, Carrie, then you said, let's do 8. And then you said, let's do 138. You can't pick. All right. Well, you got 8. We picked for you. Linda wants 555.
Huge changes, Linda, are rumbling throughout your entire life.
Wow. I wonder what that means.
To keep these changes on the highest possible course, be sure to keep your thoughts positive and stay centered in prayer and affirmation.
Yeah, Kathy, we can see you. Did you hear your 811 reading? Because we read it for you.
Yeah, that was there.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
she's,
right.
I don't know. Can you hear us, Kathy? Just say yes. Did you hear 811? I
Well, you
want
go back and watch the replay.
I want my number to be 17.
Okay. I'm going to read Howard's first.
Of course.
242. If you're watching Howard, or if you're going to watch this on the replay, this is a strong message from the angels. Strong. Asking you to trust that everything is okay and working out in divine and perfect order. With faith, all things are possible.
Love it.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about 17, why you chose that? Or you want me to read it first? Or you don't have to talk about it either.
Yeah, no, read it. It's just a significant number that keeps coming up for me, like in some not so good but some wondrous ways. It's so weird. It's such
Okay.
17, such a impactful number.
The angels applaud you for staying positive and optimistic. They say that your optimism is warranted as your affirmative thoughts are coming true. Keep up the good work as you're on the right path.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that. So happy to hear that.
All right. Did we get everybody? Because we're not done doing readings. We're going to do readings from our deck too. But I just want to make sure
Did everybody get your number called? Okay. Hopefully. Let us know if you didn't get your number.
So here's mine. I just randomly chose a number. I didn't have any rhyme or reason. I just chose 869. As you devote yourself to your spiritually based career, all of your financial needs are taken care of.
That's awesome. That's a good one.
Yeah. You know, and I was having that talk today, is like, there's so many businesses that you can be doing out there that provide, you know, very large sustenance. And and you also have to go with where you're called and where your heart is. And if it's a spiritually based practice, and I believe that all your needs will be met, like that number says, but you also have to go with what nourishes your soul and what truly lights you up. Because at the end of the day, I've had major careers in Hollywood and did all sorts of things where I made, lots of money. And at the same time, I was like not entirely fulfilled, because I was sort of like the spiritual person over here, and I wasn't truly that in my everydayness. And I remember I was doing events. I was producing huge Hollywood events. And it's like, wow, it'd be so amazing if I can, back in the day, merge my events where maybe the events were spiritual. That was so innovated 30 years ago, because I wanted to be me all the time. I wanted to have altars, and I wanted to have deities and murtis and chakras and all that. But I felt like that was just not what I had to do when I was wearing a business suit, and some of my corporate
jobs. You wanted to be authentic.
I wanted to be authentic. I wanted to be me 24/7. So it took time to evolve to truly trust that that can be a career, and that could be, until, one day it was, and then it was no looking back. And I just feel like that was such a huge blessing to fully claim my sovereignty, my truth of who I am. And that was, decades ago. But I just remember that evolution, the lychee of really, like, wow, to live
it's
a
not
spiritual
always
life.
It's not always easy either to make
it's not.
No. Shift, because on one hand you have some security in what your path is, and know that if you were to zig off a little bit or do something that's going to make you feel whole, it can be a little bit of risk. We have a Karen. I don't know. Do you know Karen Mead? I don't happen to know you, Karen, but she wanted a pool 1022, that they only go up to $9.99, Karen. So you need to readjust your number, and then that'll be our last one. It's hard to be a unicorn in a field of non-sparkly people. Yeah, Deb.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. And especially when you're around a lot of, I don't know how some of you feel, but I definitely feel sometimes that when you're around a lot of that density, people want that light. They pull, pull, pull. And then suddenly you're like, why am I so drained? Why am I so tired? And why am I angry? I don't even think this is mine, you know? And then you start to learn, when you learn what an empath is, and you start to learn taking on energies, releasing energies, clearing energies. And that's, we use the cards for all these tools and techniques. We don't just say, here are these cards. Like, we live, eat, and breathe these cards. I remember, so often we're like, well, let's see what the cards say.
All the time, every day.
Mm-hmm.
All the time and every day.
And speaking of numbers with our spreads, so our first deck had 8 spreads. Our second deck has 9, right? 17. Speaking of which, Joanna, you just said 17 becomes an 8 of abundance. So we have an abundant array. That wasn't planned, by the way, but we realized that afterwards, like, wow, we have 17 and that's an 8. But we do now, when you have decks 1 and 2, you have 17 ways to look at these cards. Not 3 or 4, you have 17. That's a very significant number.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, and each one has a very different energy, and as you see, as we get into talking about the Fibonacci sequence, and I've been doing so much reading lately on Flower of Life and sacred geometry and Fibonacci and just all these, kind of quantum physics stuff. Will be, some of that plays a role when you get to our altar class. For all you Kickstarter backers, get it for free.
17 in tarot. That's right. And if you take some of the meaning, it's about balance. So the decks balance each other, as do the spreads. I like that, Deb. Karen came back with 81. Do you want to read one more for Karen Mead?
I'll read one more for Karen, because then we can get into our deck. And then this is the next round. 81. I'm very much looking forward to the altar class. I'm very much looking forward to the crystal class. It's going to be 1 week before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right, Karen, this is for you, Lovey. The more you stay positive about money, the greater your financial flow will be. What you attract, right? What you think you are. And sometimes we just need those simple reminders. Okay, ding, ding, round 2. So here's now what we're going to do. Keep it light tonight. Okay, so I have second helpings here. And Joanna has first helpings.
First helpings, that's right.
So now we're going to do this again. This is now going to be a card pull, and we're going to give you mini readings from our decks. And if you missed our Kickstarter, I don't know how, we're everywhere. Let us stay tuned. Keep an eye on our newsletters and our website. There will be other ways to pre-order things. Not everything. Certain things are Kickstarter exclusives. But here's what we're going to do. Pick a number between, I think 1 and 5. That'll make it a little bit more efficient. Don't you think, Joanna? Because we're going to be moving. All right. So everybody pick a number between 1 and 5. And don't worry, we're shuffling them. So we're just grabbing cards and shuffling, and we're going to pick whatever number. And then I'm pulling from the first. We're each pulling from a different deck. And then this card is going to be about the energy of numbers, what you need to pay attention to, or what message you need to have regarding numerology.
All right. We got 3s and 4s. Okay.
All right. So you do Deb, I'll do Tony.
All right, Deb, number 4. And I'm going to count in here. The 4th card is for you. And it's attitude. It's the attitude of gratitude. So here you go. This is your call for the week to just check in with your attitude. And is it one of positivity, or is it one of maybe you feel like you're missing out on something? But Grape's attitude comes in to tell you to breathe deeply and adjust and check in to how your attitude is.
I'm going to just add to that, if I may, because
you can add to the attitude.
Attitude. So what I would say to that is, if there's any moments of feeling like stress, think of that number, or use the number as a reference point, because we're referencing numerology tonight. And if you need to shift the attitude, think of a number, and then you'll start seeing that. And that'll be a reference point that you are protected, that you are being watched over, that everything's into alignment.
That's
Those numbers, why they show up, are showing up for that reason. It's like, okay, everything's right with the world. When you see the 1111, or you see that favorite number of someone who's passed, or whatever that number is. Tony, you got father. This is our Cashew.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So I immediately was thinking about something sacred numerologically that you have with your dad, and that there's some energy there to just hone in, touch in with dad, and to connect in, whatever, if it's his birthday or you had a special significance. But there is, pay attention to numbers this week regarding your father. And Deb wanted to respond. Made me laugh out loud. It's been a stressful week, and it is only Monday. I really feel that, find that number of calm. Maybe it's the number that we pulled tonight, but see it, even if you can write it down. Sometimes if I'm honing in on a number, I put it on my water bottle. It's like I pull something and that number, I want to invoke that energetic number. I'll put it on a water bottle, or I'll write it down, or I'll tape it to my mirror.
There you go.
All right, Tony, take that. Yeah, I feel a lot around that.
Kathleen is 3, and the third card is cilantro. And that's our confusion card. I would say if there's any confusion, right? 3 is a number of manifestation. So keep really having that 3 in mind. Manifest clarity, manifest things coming to resolution. It's not unusual with Mercury retrograde that there's some confusion around, of what's happening. So, but this is another card that to me always speaks to, the breath. So breathe in. I love the smell of cilantro. I love that. And look, I got all white again. I love the fact
Spirit's shining on you.
That's right. That's right. I love the fact that we get an opportunity to kind of see ourselves grow beyond any confusion. And I think that time is coming. So another thing that's coming through from Spirit is give it 3 days. Give whatever might be confusing you 3 days, because I really believe the confusion will pass.
Beautiful. Aaliyah. Is it Alea or Aaliyah? How do you pronounce it?
I pronounce it Aaliyah, but I think I pronounce it differently each time. I'm sorry, Aaliyah.
Okay.
I think it's Aaliyah.
I think it's Aaliyah, but it is tonight, and you'll let us know.
Aaliyah, let us know.
Yeah. So 4 is such a foundational number. It represents family. It represents foundation. Think of a table, right? 4 legs creates that strength, that foundation. 3 is not in that regard. 3 is, a master number in a different way, but 4 is really, I go right to family and foundation. So you actually pulled the wish card from our new deck.
Oh, make a wish.
Yeah. So I'd be looking about what it is that you want to manifest and create a foundation. And think about that in terms, again, of numerology. If there's a specific number that it's like, what, for the next, and I like what Joanna says, maybe for the next 4 days, when I see the number, whatever number it is, or, that has special significance, it's letting you know that whatever you're wishing for is getting closer to its goal of manifestation, manifesting.
I like that. All right, Denise, I am picking the number 3 card for you. Oh, I like this for you, Denise. And you get magic. So magic is being manifested because you also got a 3. And so I also see in the 3 is the Holy Trinity. And so I feel like there's there's two other people that you're thinking of, and the three of you are making a holy trinity. So, and there's magic around. So see the magic, allow that magical thinking, the magical thoughts to come in. And there was this book called Radical Magic, I think, at one point. And it's just speaking to me that this is something that you can easily dive into some magical thinking, some magical. And plus, with this 25th, we get a new moon. You might want to do some magical kind of ceremony around that.
Awesome. Carrie, 4, of course. So, so the way we're doing this, we're basically shuffling, grabbing 4 or 3 or whatever, and then, or however, counting the numbers. So there's
That's
always,
what I'm doing. Yep.
yeah, so they're all mixed up. It's just so fun the way we're doing it. So Carrie, you got faith, love. So I'd be counting all the ways that, looking at those mustard seeds, all the ways that your faith is strengthening your life. And by focusing on faith, you will have more of it because you'll see proof positive as the evidence is real that faith is the guiding light. We need that for everything. And whenever there's a dip, and I bet there's less dips, even as you pull the layers, because faith is the cornerstone to everything happening. But I think that's why numbers show up. For me, it's like if I'm having a moment and I see one of my numbers, or I see the 1111 or the 888 or any of my numbers, there's so many for different people, different things. It helps me hold the faith because different people who have passed, like, okay, they're checking in, like this is all real. And so it holds my faith continuously because all throughout the day, there's something with numbers. And then I realize I'm so not alone. I have such a unseen team, on the ground team, above team, and the numbers are helping me keep my faith. So I'm sharing in that for you, Carrie.
You have a whole network. It's a whole network, all right? That surrounds us, right?
Yeah.
So Karen, you got a 5, and this is the 5th card that I pulled, and this is Lyme's detoxification. And I keep thinking that with your 5, it's like there is something that's asking you to go into that number's significance. And whatever thought comes up, detoxify it. Just check it out, see if it needs any clearing, put some light around it, or maybe it's already light filled, but something for you to notice. And then drink some water with some lime in it. If you have any limes, I really feel like that's going to be helpful for you.
All right, Miss Justine, this is for you. This is the 5th card in this grouping from our new deck.
Ooh.
Blood orange family. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when we get into the level 2, which I'm so glad you're doing, there's going to be a lot of numerology discussions about what's going on with some of these cards and colors, of course. We could go deep into why we pulled these cards, but this is to pay attention this week to family and to also in terms of numbers. Think about strength in numbers and strengthening the number of times you have incredible aha moments this week with your family. Almost count them. It's like you can almost put sometimes like in a jar, like they have the swear jars. You can have aha moments, or every time you saw a number, or every time something totally blew you away, like a connection with family, or an old family member getting in contact with you. Like keep track of these things and go back and reference them. But family is playing a big part this week with you and numbers.
I like that. So this is for Patricia. I think it's Patricia. Am I up to Patricia?
You are number 2.
Yes, number 2. And this is what I pulled.
44.
I pulled Sage. clearing our sage card. And I think it was you that said that you were having a tough week and it's still only Monday.
Oh,
Or
no,
that,
that was Deb. That was
oh, okay, that was
Deb.
sorry, guys, I get confused. But at any rate, there's something that is asking to be cleared. And I think that with you got with the two that's coming in, I think that it has to do with you and another person. I don't know why that came in, but it did. So this is the time to clear it. This is the time to whatever it is. And it could be something old because it is Mercury retrograde. And so a lot of past stuff does come up, but it's time to clear it.
Wow. She might be calling me on that one. All right. All right, Trish, number 5. And by the way, I have to say I'm so excited because Joanne and I had our small prototypes of the deck. And then I had the pleasure of seeing Linda this weekend in Orlando. We did a show together. And she says, look what I have. And they were the large size. So
I am so zucchini.
Are you zucchini?
I'm so
Yeah.
zucchini.
Yeah, they're pretty good. We'll have them this weekend for the event. All right, Trish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. This is the redemption card. And I just wanted to share. It is beautiful. And don't knock the paprika. We love the paprika. Sometimes people are like, how can you give that the card? And, obviously there's total meaning to why we chose certain foods. And, Spirit told us to this word, that food, that message. Okay. But this new deck is very straightforward. There's no beating around the bush with this deck. You're going to see some cards that have a little bit more strength to them. There's the regrets, there's the redemptions. There's a lot of cards like that because in the last couple years from the first deck, we've been needing to make a lot of changes and a lot of things have come up in our life. Redemption is really a thought-provoking card on where your thoughts lie. And are we spending time looking back at things like regret or wanting redemption for something that wasn't settled? So whatever that is, this card is showing up for you to take a look at that and think also, if you want to think in terms of numerology, how far back have you been wanting redemption on something that is holding you back from moving forward? Because it would be surprising because I've like, wow, really, I could let that go. That's about 18 years old, that situation that I'd wanted redemption on this and that. It's like, yeah, I think we can let that go because I want to open up this real estate in my vessel to allow that to come in along with some faith, knowing that everything is working in your favor. And looking at this as a fire card, it's a fire element energy that's like move into releasing any need for redemption so you can clear the way to a brighter future.
I kind of not always look at redemption as something negative either, because, we can feel really bad about something that we did and then really be thoughtfully putting our best foot forward to make up for it, to redeem ourselves.
Yeah.
Saying something that is hurtful to somebody, and then you buy them a bouquet of flowers or, something, and you say, I'm so sorry I said that to you. That's like you're redeeming yourself because you acknowledge that you've done something.
Well, I think the cards are going to be able to show themselves in a story when you A, have your question, B, which spread you're using and what cards are associated with them, and then also your own intuitive. So these cards can be interpreted how they are. That is just what's showing up in the field to share in that moment. But I agree that some of these cards, like, we have a caution card and it could be like, wait a minute, sort of like our pumpkin seeds, which is like moderation, like just we have a pause in this deck too. But it could also mean like throw all caution to the wind and like spontaneity. Like you don't have to be so cautious. Like let it go. Free yourself up. Be yourself. So it's all going to depend on a lot of circumstances in the spreads and the readings and the
And the
association.
question that's asked and all of that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Linda wanted 11. So I made an exception for you, Linda, because we had said 1 to 10, but I made an exception because
We said 1 to 5.
Oh, well,
But
I
that's
mean,
okay.
it's
111.
okay. It's good. You got it. I haven't looked at it yet. So we're going to look at it together, Linda. Let's see. Oh my God, I have to laugh. So you got plums for patience. So, if there's something you're being impatient about, just wait, right? You might want to give it not 11 days. I feel like 11 hours. I feel like that you're going to get an answer to something that you've been waiting on. And
Maybe it's redemption.
I can't imagine that. But Linda, this is just be patient. It could have to do with the fact that you've been waiting for somebody, to redeem themselves to you. And so be patient, because I feel like it's coming. At the 11th hour, maybe, but it's coming.
And there's 11 people on right now.
And there's 11 people on. You can't make this stuff up.
All right. So any thoughts, feedback? Go ahead and put that in there. If you, so here's our giveaway tonight. And 2 things to note. First off, before you head out, we're going to do this giveaway. But also, next Monday, we are going to be announcing all the winners. So this week, there are still some people who need to get their credit cards, corrected. And we know there's a lot of accounting to do. And Kickstarter is working on all that. And we're trying to reach everybody. So there's a lot of Kickstarter wrap up this week. Once we have everybody in and we now know our numbers, then we'll be able to announce the winner of that unbelievably gorgeous obsidian stone.
No, it's me.
Is it you? We have a lot of giveaways. That beautiful card holder for our cards. Everyone's getting the prosperity smoothies. If you're a Kickstarter backer, you're getting the we're writing affirmations as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot. All that's going to be announced, winners and all that, next week, along with also there were some app winnings as well for our Food Healing Oracle Deck app. I think that covers everything. So that's what next week's show is all about. That's why we didn't announce it today. There's still more to do and get that all covered. Linda, if there's anything else, please let me know. I think I got everything. But anyways, I also wanted to say that we wanted, as we said at the beginning of the show, we want to grow the Coconuts Club because it's such a great opportunity for you to get a hand's eye and learn about the numbers, learn what's in the deck and why we chose certain cards. So here's what busy week. There's so much to do and getting this ready, plus getting all the production over into our publisher. So if you want to be part of our Coconuts Club, we are going to put you on this wheel and we're going to spin it right now. And you're going to get 3 months of free Coconut Clubs. So basically you can come this Thursday and then you can get September, October, November for free if you win this. And then everybody else, you can register. So if you want to start coming to the Coconuts Club and you want to win one of these, this one spot, and you get 3, just put a coconut like Denise just did. That's the way to get on the wheel. You'll have to read them to me, Joanna.
I will. Okay, so you got Denise Flood.
Yeah.
Deb.
Yeah.
So far, that's it. Who else wants to be part of the Coconuts Club? Oh, yes. Well, you don't have to be in Florida. It's on Zoom.
It's online.
So
anywhere in the world.
Kathy, Trish.
Okay.
So there's Kathleen, there's Denise, Deb, Kathleen, Trish.
Okay.
And I have a feeling somebody else is coming on.
Tony, maybe?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe she's not here anymore. Okay. So Denise, Deb, Kathleen, and Trish going once.
And let me see if I get this right. Aaliyah. That's how she says to pronounce her name.
Aaliyah. Okay. All right.
Like the singer, she says. Oh, and Carrie.
And Carrie. Okay. So let me.
If we are in the club, can we name our meeting place the Coconut Lounge?
Yes, you can do
Drink
whatever
pina
you like.
coladas.
You know, there was the Coconut Grove back in the day, right?
I used to sell organic produce in Coconut Grove in Miami.
Oh, well, look at that. Okay, here we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Did you
All
get
right.
everybody? Okay.
Denise, Deb,
Patricia.
Kathleen. Did I get
Yeah.
everyone? Okay.
I don't know. Did you?
Denise, Deb, Kathleen, Trish, Aaliyah, and Carrie.
And was there somebody else?
You have to tell me.
Patricia, Carrie. No, I think you got them all.
Okay.
Tony, did you get Tony?
I didn't get Tony.
Tony.
Okay.
And Trish, you got Trish? Okay.
I got Trish.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh! Denise!
Oh, Denise Flood. There you go, Denise.
All right, Denise, you won 3 months to the Coconut Lounge.
Woo.
All right, cool.
There you go. Denise, I know you lived in the Grove in the 80s, and that's when I sold organic produce was in 1980, probably 82 to 84. So we probably met each other in the Grove.
So that's Thursday nights in the Coconut Lounge. Now it's called the Coconuts Club, is in the Coconut Lounge. Get ready to play. And now we have a new discounted price.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone. So wait, this I think that's it. Oh, and then if you're in the Southwest Florida area, we'll have a booth this weekend at the Fort Myers Feast Day in the park.
Feast Day in the park. Please come by and say hello and bring us some ice because we'll be hot.
We have to bring those fans.
Don't forget your fan.
I'm not going to forget my fan.
Okay.
She got me one of those fans where you put the ice in and it blows the steam and the mist and the whole 9 yards. Because it gets hot out there in Florida.
Yes,
all right. Thanks, you guys, for enjoying, or we enjoyed you. Thanks for having fun with us on the numerology evening. And any questions, reach out to us anytime. And we're so grateful for you, as always.
Have a wonderful evening. Love you all.
See you next Monday.
Bye-bye.
Or on the Coconuts Lounge. Bye.